What happened to the music? Why is my son screaming? Come on, music. You were going. What is happening? What is going on? Well, this is going to be an interesting night. Let's see if the internet works at all. What is going on? There we go. Something. Good evening, everyone. Is this gonna load? What is happening? What is going on? All right. Well, I think we can get started. I've got crap all over my desk. Here, we'll put that on. People like those cubes. We'll put them on camera. So, how's everybody doing tonight? This is what I'm working on. This little... It's a juggling ball, basically. Right? And I'm just using up what rings I have on hand. So... It is what it is. It's not... These aren't going to be perfect by any means, but I think I have enough to make 3. Right? And between this, rings from the Ring Lord, and some rings from chainreaction.ca up in Canada. Well, the Ring Lord's up in Canada too. The I should end up with 3. I've got... Definitely have enough for 2. This is 4 more sides. That's a cool little thing. It's European 4-in-1 with elf weave seams. Kind of a little experimentation piece. Real difficult to see, and it's filled with glow-in-the-dark BBs from like Airsoft. So it's cool. See what else we can make. Let's go ahead and put 1 together, and then I think that'll be more fun than... Oh, thank you, Cordelia Creations. How are you? All right. So, difficult to tell on camera, but the pattern of European 4-in-1 between each side is they're going in opposite directions, right? So I'm going to take a look at this next one. What happens if I make them go the same direction? I think what happens is I end up being a row off. That's okay. We can fix that. I think it might... It was supposed to be there by today. Is it not? That's not surprising. It's on its way. See if we can make it so that... Wait, how is that? No, that's regular elf weave. This might not work. Oh, so if I face them the same direction, they just... Okay. They just match up perfectly. So I'm not... If I did this pattern here, I don't know how well you can see it up on the TikTok cam. This is when you do the modified elf weave in between the triangles, as I did on this monstrosity. All right, yeah, go. Say Slay King. Oh, hey, thanks. How you doing tonight, Satyr Tater? I've never ever had anyone say Slay King to me. That just made my night. All right, so that's not gonna work. So we'll do it the way I did this one. We'll just do this one. Ooh, I got a hat. I've never gotten a hat before. All right. Who sent that? Oh, thank you for the hat. Thank you for the roses. So, making some juggling spheroid thingies. I think, okay, if you look at this one, it's kind of square, right? And I think if you don't pack it with as much packing, it would, and you adjusted the size a little bit, you could make a decent cornhole bag out of it. That's what I should do with mine. I should re-gift the gifts I get. I don't know how to do that, though. I'm horrible at any social media platform. All right. So, yeah, we can make adjust the size and make a cornhole bag out of it. You can make a hacky sack. Actually, no, I take that back. I wouldn't make a hacky sack out using this method, right? And I'll tell you why. So if you look closely, you can see these two rings kind of poking up, and they're poking up on that side and on the opposite side, right there, right? But not on this side or this side, right? So that's not, like, that wouldn't be good for a hacky sack to have, right? So I'm sure if I took a look at it, I could figure out a way to make it not do that. But when you go to recharge, you use the balance you have. Okay, I will check that out. I think I have $2.39 in my TikTok account. Gonna be a professional streamer one day. All right, so I've made these European 4-in-1 diamonds, and I'm just connecting them. You can do a typical 45-degree seam to connect them, which is just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Probably best to use that if you're going to make a hacky sack. But I am experimenting. There's 3 weaves that I'm working with to connect European 4-in-1, right? And that's Bill, thank you for the follow. That's elf weave that I'm doing right here, elf bridge, which actually, I wonder, I'm not going to screw around with it right now. I've never made elf bridge. It's very similar to elf weave though. And then there is interwoven 4-in-1, which I love. Interwoven 4-in-1. That's one of my most favorite weaves. So, and this is a method I picked up when I was working on a friend's. He has a highwayman's coat that the sleeves disconnected at the shoulder, and he wanted some chainmail sleeves to add on to it, so I made him some chainmail sleeves, and came out with this really cool Argyle pattern. BB, thank you for the follow. You've just been around here for a while? Yeah. Okay, technically I've been on TikTok for like a year and a half, but I didn't start really making videos and streaming until October of this year. So I wasn't doing anything on any social media platform for quite a while. Life was getting in the way. And I had no motivation to do anything, so. But I'm working, I'm getting stuff done. We're using up rings here in the basement to clear up space. And I know my desk looks like it's covered in crap, and that's because it is. But one by one, all of these projects will get done. Oh my gosh, okay. So I went to the craft store, and I was going for a cork, right? Just for a tiny little bottle like these, right? And for those on the overhead, right? And all I needed was the cork. So I found a bag of assorted cork sizes, but I gotta cut one down to make somewhere. And I found these ones, right? Like little potion bottles. This assortment, right? And these little teardrop shaped ones, right? And I never go into a place and randomly buy stuff. I'm very much, I go in, I get what I need, I leave. I very rarely ever browse. Or, oh, here's some more I found. Yeah, there you go. Really kind of hard to see, but just these little tiny bottles. Anyway, so I never browse. I go in, I get what I need, I leave, because I know what happens, right? Is they get you with it's there. Oh, good. Thank you for the share. Let me know how it fits. If it doesn't fit, send it back to me. We'll resize it. But yeah, I go into stores, I get what I need, I leave. Because I know that if I start browsing, I'll find 100 things that, like, oh, I could use this, oh, I could use this, oh, this and this and this. And blah, 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 blah. And next thing I know, I'm purchasing $200 of stuff I didn't need. What has happened here? You use the little tiny bottles? Well, they got me. I screwed up. Something's not right. That's what happens when I stream and weave at the same time. Alright, let's see here. Is this the one I want out? So yeah, I was looking for a cork and I found those bottles, and next thing I know, they're in my hand and I'm buying them, and okay, what have I done? No. Something has gone terribly wrong here. Or terribly right. Depends on how you look at it. I think I screwed up somewhere. Let me double check this. That all looks correct. Your son wants to steal the bracelet already. He said that's his favorite color. That's opposing, that's opposing, that's opposing, that's opposing. Those are opposing. Those are opposing. Maybe this is the problem. Yeah, green and purple. Right on. Sounds like he has good taste. Alright. I'm so sorry. This is maddening. I missed a ring somewhere here. Okay. Alright, I like the song already. Makes me think I'm doing the right thing. Alright, yeah, so got caught up at the craft store and surprised myself. It was like 25 bucks, right? Not the end of the world. But, you know, I usually don't get caught up in stuff like that. It's usually very much, I'm in, I'm out, I've got what I need. Yeah, there's something wrong here. One of these diamonds is either not sized correctly or... I need to turn this down. Can't hear myself think. Oh. There. Trying to figure out where I screwed this up at. Is all the foreign one is supposed to be like opposite each other, and they were meeting up in the middle for some reason. Try that again. Fortunately, this is not the 12 gauge aluminum I was working with before. That stuff was ridiculous. My hands were killing me after that. Alright, thank you for the share. I do appreciate it. Just make sure these are lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, well there's a problem. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, so that's the wrong size, so that's a start. I don't know how I missed that or screwed that up, but not the first time that's ever happened. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, for anybody watching, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. If you're interested in learning more about chainmail, there's an app in my link tree where you can download for Google or Apple, and it's all the resources I would have wanted when I first got started making chainmail, as far as where there are other people who make chainmail, you know, groups of other chainmail artists, where to find tutorials, where to find ring manufacturers, stuff like that. Just a couple other helpful tools, and Of course, my website's plugged in there as well. So if you want to start a new hobby, I definitely recommend chainmail. You can't go wrong. It's one of those hobbies where you can just make whatever you want, pretty much. You made and packaged 30 pieces today, and your arms are shaking. They are so done. Yeah, I'll bet. I've made this so far today. That's all I've done. But I also cooked some frozen pizzas and took the dog for a walk, so got some big accomplishments under my belt today. What else have I... Yeah. Had a pretty busy day yesterday, though. Went grocery shopping in the morning, took the kid to the dentist, and then we had wrestling last night. And it's like I wrestled in high school, but I was terrible, right? I think 7th or 8th through my senior year. I was just bad. And my son is starting, he's at a much younger age than I ever did. So he has time to learn lots of stuff and practice and get good. So he seems to be enjoying himself. My favorite part is when he's wiped out and is really super tired at the end of a practice. And he comes home and he just racks out. Sleeps all night. Is quiet. It's like, good. You went out and you expended some energy. So, Cordelia sent, what are those, flowers? TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. It's more rings than you deal with? Yeah. See here. Each diamond is supposed to be 81 rings, so that's 324 rings plus the seams. And there's, what is that? 4, 8, 12, 16 rings per seam. There's 4 seams, so another 64 rings. So 388, is that 388 rings in one of these, if I did my math right? All right. It's a lot. Oh my goodness, my nose is killing me. We're having fall-like weather today. So it was windy and there's a bunch of crap in the air and my allergies have been killing me for most of my life, but especially the last couple of days. All right. So I'll finish this and then I'll show you up close exactly what this seam looks like. But this is just a... Well, okay, here's what happened. This was supposed to be a bag, right? And it's just this giant block of aluminum now. Okay? It's kind of something. I'm going to do a little more work on it. It got yellowed. So I'm going to try some, I tried vinegar, but it was diluted, so I'm going to try, solid vinegar to clean it up. Solid vinegar. Straight vinegar. See if that shines it back up. And then, if that doesn't work, I might set the whole project aside and wait until I build a larger tumbler, which will be quite some time from now. But I've got plans for a very large tumbler, one you can tumble shirts in. Holy carp, Batman. All right, there, that looks better. Okay. So yeah, polish that up, and then there's some rings I couldn't place, so I'm going to take a little bit of it apart, try and adjust it, make there's waves on the inside and there's waves on the top and bottom, and then these ridges on the side, right down the center, they're supposed to be more ridged. They're supposed to be up more. So I don't think I'm going to be able to manipulate it too much, but I should be able to express those a little bit more and place the rings that are missing that I couldn't place. I just need a little bit of slack to get them in there, and then polish it up, and it'll be some kind of chainmail sculpture thing. And I started it. It was intended to be a bag. I was struggling with seaming the European 4-in-1 diamonds together like I'm doing now, right? And I ended up with this. So I think someone said put a crystal ball on top of it, you know, or like a big amethyst, or a lampshade. It's a little heavy for a lampshade. This is, I could probably weigh it. My scale's probably big enough. This is a decent chunk of material. So I could just, you know, run down the street and throw it at people. Did I say that out loud? Okay. All right. Why aren't these lining up? That's odd. There. So it'll end up being something, I think, right? So I thought this would be cool. This cube right here, okay? I want to make this very large, and I was thinking, what if I did this and then just put this really large cube in there, as you know, and this is the display for a giant cube. That would be cool, but I don't think there's enough contrast between these two pieces, so it would just like, it would visually look like one piece. So I definitely want to do something like that. But do you like the cube? The cube is fun. The cube is magic. The cube is I don't know, they're ridiculously fun. Now they kind of clash together. So, yeah. I don't own a large amethyst crystal. Maybe one day I will. I don't have anything to display with using this as a base, right? But a giant purple crystal seems like the right thing to put in there. You know what I mean? Just something that would, hey babe, how you doing? You found me. So, I don't know, I'll figure out something to display with it, or I'll make something. There's also these giant chainmail spheres you can make. So I was thinking about making one of those eventually, and one day. It's not a problem that has to be solved today. Like everything else on this desk, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things that need to be finished. 9 things that need to be finished, and then what I'm working on right now. And a lot of it's like I'm waiting for supplies, or waiting for the, you know, the ability to do the next step. Some stuff I just have to order a clasp on. Some of the stuff, the rings are no longer available, so I got to figure out how to make my own. Tell the nerd it's a Death Star holder. Yeah, there you go. Babe, what'd you send me? Is that a firework? Oh, it's confetti? Thank you. Confetti's one of those things. It's like glitter, right? I'm not a glitter person. Whenever someone sends me one of those cards with glitter on it, right? I cross their name out of my will. But glitter and confetti on the internet are fine. So thank you. It's the appropriate place. Alright. I think, what time is it? 9 o'clock? We can get this done. I get money. Thank you for the follow. Alright. So what else is going on? We got this, what? You had to be the #1 gifter? Oh, okay. Don't fight in the comments of trying to get me to #1. I don't know what any of that means, but thank you. Oh, my leg is numb. I need to... Can I adjust this down a little more? No. How long have you... No fighting happening? Love you. I love you too, babe. How long have I been doing this for? 20... What year is it? 29 years? I've been doing this since I was 14, and I'm getting old. Got a few million rings woven together into various things, and while that hasn't been... I haven't been doing this consistently for 29 years like I'm doing now. Just like in large bulks over time. And I just make stuff. So, but we're moving towards, like, I'm gonna get anodizing machine so I can anodize my own titanium and or niobium if I want. I do sell some stuff. And if you want to see what I have for sale, I can show you. But mostly what I sell is through the chainmail themed print products through my website. So if you go to mailworks.com, you'll see hoodies and t-shirts and blankets and stuff like that that are all chainmail themed, but they're prints, right? So let me, like this right here, right? That's just a neck gaiter. I can unfold it, right? And then a bunch of like chainmail inlay themed stuff, like the Welsh flag or the Irish flag and the Scottish flag and thistle, and give me 2 shakes and I'll... Did I lose? No, I did not. I just put too many rings in, right? That's what I did, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Too many rings in, and I need to take these 2 center ones out. And then I will grab some of the stuff that I sell. Or that I have on hand for sale. Alright. Is that done? That just looks correct. Alright. That one doesn't have a clasp on it. So, got some bracelets that I have for sale, right? Kind of a hammered pattern center bead there in Byzantine. A nice clasp to it. Then I have another one similar, different center bead. And last but not least, I've got a bunch of these skulls left. Right? So there's a skull bead there, little X, big skull bead, another X, and then one more skull bead there. Alright, so those are primarily what I sell. I don't do custom work. Like, I've done custom work, but I don't typically do it because it's usually problematic for me. I'm not set up to do it. Working towards that in the future. How much? They're 150 bucks a piece. So they're all stainless steel. Last a lifetime. The only part, these this portion right here is these little wings right here. Those are covered, a coated base metal of some kind to make the wings, but everything else is stainless steel. Right? So yeah, and these usually go for 150. And I will be making more in the future. Let me know your wrist size. I'll get you one. But these and other designs, it's going to be a while before I get back to it. But there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'll be making soon, I hope. Sooner rather than later. Alright, let's see here. Four, five, six, seven, eight. I don't know why I made this one shorter than all of the others, but it's a quick fix. And then we'll seam everything up and start filling it up. What else we got? Like there were so many requests, right, to buy this cube, right? But this is like a personal project right now, and as soon as that's done, I'll make more of these eventually, right? I think this is about 10,000 rings right here. And that's very time consuming. I don't mind making them. They just take forever and they're very expensive once they're done, right? Just because of the amount of time that you put into them. So cubes, necklaces, bracelets, fun stuff like that. I have like, I don't know, 20 pendants that I have to make necklaces for, maybe more. And they're all Norse themed. So, gotta get that done. That's why I shouldn't have, if you've been here since the beginning, it's why I shouldn't have bought these little bottles. Right? A bunch of these little things. And I don't need them. I don't need the project. But I got caught up at being at the craft store and was like, oh my gosh. I need to have those to do something with. But I didn't need them. I lied to myself. And I bought them anyway. The craft store got me. OMG. For the cube. Yeah. There's one of our frequent viewers, Mike, has a cube going. He's going to have a very large cube with about 750,000 rings in it when he's done. He said he's at 50,000 right now. Over 1,000 rings. Well, yeah, I mean, if it doesn't have 1,000 rings in it, is it even a real project? You know? There are some people who are very talented, and don't let me debase them. They're very talented at taking a small number of rings in a couple different sizes and making beautiful stuff out of them. Right? I'm not... I'm not geared that way. I make monstrosities like this. And just throw rings at it until it works. Your herb comment was filtered. Yeah, I probably have a filter on because I know plenty of people who have lost their live privileges from people coming in and I'll use a lot of those bottles for herbs. Very cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. It's one of those things. The last time the craft store got me was several years ago. And I bought these opaque Christmas ornaments, and I've wrapped one. There's 11 left to wrap, right? And I know exactly what I want to do with them to make these really cool Christmas ornament things, but I haven't had a chance to mock it up and make sure the size I want to use is correct. But I'm pretty sure it'll work because the one I did wrap is too heavy for starters. In fact, let me grab that real quick and I'll show you what I mean. You just worded it differently so it was blocked? Okay. Here, hang on. Ugh. So this is the one that I've done, and I have 11 more. And I've had them for years, right? And I haven't gotten to it. I need to, but I'm going to do this same pattern in aluminum and a much bigger ring size. So I'm going to mock one up, and hopefully it will hold on just like this. And the top, I'm hoping, will match the bottom, right? So instead of having it come together like that, it'll hold itself in place like it does up top. And I think I've got to figure out like what the right ring size is. But I wanted to show you something while I have you here. So that's one. And here is the other one. Right, so those came out really good. And this is, I think it's over 24 inches. I don't remember. This one's at 18 inches, but they worked out really well. So these will also be for sale soon. Let me put those back. All right. Put that back. I cleared off a little space. I'm surprised that doesn't have more dust on it, to be honest. Okay. After this, why not do that? Why not imagine with battery lights in it? Yeah, that'd be cool. Not the I've been I have been recommended to do that with my bottle wraps. Put lights in them and light them up and everything. So it's a good idea. I have never done it. Shite. I can just supply you with pendants. Yes. Yes, you can. Once I get set up, I have this little baggie of silver left. Right? Like, that's it. Right? So, everything is, I'm in the process of using it all up because it's old, a lot of the rings can't be replaced, and I'm just trying to get my current supply mostly gone so that when I go to order new stuff for specific projects, I'm not randomly buying rings. I'm going to be buying exactly what I need. Because that's how I got in this mess. Right? I started a ring collection and only used some as opposed to figuring out what rings I needed specifically. And so many of these rings I've had for years and never done anything with. And some of it's, some of the stuff has never been used because, like, I didn't have time. I was working on other projects. So, not all of it's because I was just neglecting it. I did do a lot of work. But some of the stuff I just couldn't figure out what to do with it. I had purchased it and thought it would work for one thing. Then it didn't work out, and I would set it aside, but now I've got plenty of experience. I know what I need to order. I mostly don't need to I don't need to experiment with ring sizes too much like I did in the beginning. So, and I say that I've been doing this since I was 14, right? But I was making all my own rings, and okay, you handmade the jump rings and the beads are either too small or too big. You try to make captured bead chain link bracelet, and you can't for the life of you. I have never done one of those. Those are cool. And you tried to make the rings yourself. Yeah, there are a lot of weaves that are very AR specific. AR is just the aspect ratio of a ring. And it's a useful metric to determine what ring sizes can be used for what weaves, because you can do different things with all of them, right? Like I have this 16 gauge 1/4 inch ring that can do some things but not others, and this slightly larger 16 gauge 5/16 rings that can do other things that this smaller ring can't, you know. So yeah, if you know the aspect ratio of the rings you need, then it's easier to make rings for different projects, or to order rings for different projects. And there are a lot of places where ring sizes are listed and stuff. Of course, some stuff is all, you know, tutorials, and you got to buy the tutorial to get in the know. But a lot of places will just have the information available. All right, last seam. This one is upside down and backwards half the time. So it's kind of a pain. But it's not the worst thing I've ever woven together. You can't order because you need to use metals you can handle. You can't handle a lot of aluminum or tin. There are, there are manufacturers who work with, you know, titanium, niobium, sterling silver. There are some that only do aluminum. So it just depends. I think off the top of my head, We've Got Mail, M-A-I-L-L-E, We've Got Mail, all one word, .com, theringlord.com, and that's all I can think of off the top of my head. Hey Chaos, how you doing? But they have niobium, titanium, and sterling silver rings, I believe. So that if you order your own niobium wire, I want to say that the Ringlord had anodized niobium wire you could purchase back in the day. I don't think that that is the case anymore. I could be wrong. They may very well still have it, but they just revamped like their whole product list, and a lot of stuff isn't there anymore. So okay, you saw it on there. All right. I just, you know, it's been quite a while since I perused through their catalog, and once I found out they deleted the forum, I I haven't been back, so actually that's probably a lie. I probably went right back immediately. Oh wait, no, I'm doing this upside down. That's my problem. Wait, no I wasn't. That's correct. Go in your home. There you go. All right, you're doing well. That's good to hear. Doing well on a Friday night. Can't beat that. Did I? Okay. You can't see it on this one too well. But for anyone curious as to what I'm doing, right? I'm putting in this seam on the regular bright aluminum thing that I'm making. Right? So that's what I'm putting in right there. That silver portion. Because I know it's difficult to see from this angle. But is anyone else in here? Is anyone else in here that does chainmail? I don't think so. Do you make chainmail? There are plenty of people on TikTok, and occasionally we'll get one. I know most of them, and have for several years, but every now and then a new person pops up, and it's always fun to meet new chainmail artists because everyone does something differently, and they all have made different stuff, and they've all just kind of specialized in their own little niche of what they make. And even if it's just, you know, the same weave using a different ring size, right? It's like, oh, I never would have thought to make it out of that ring size. Whatever it is, you know? So. Can you join the box to chat? I don't know how you do that, and I don't know if my internet's strong enough down here to allow that. Excuse me. You can tell you what, you can try. Hang on. Okay, so I don't know what it looks like on your end. If there's a place to pop on, right? We'll see if my computer can handle it. It might not be able to. Yes, you do. Okay. I haven't used that feature ever. But apparently you can make a whole stream where a whole bunch of people can join. You select the option to try joining. Okay. Yeah, I click the people at the bottom. I don't have any people at the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. Invite. See, I see an invite for someone to go live, but it's not chaos. So, but that's on my phone and not on my computer. Your connection is great. We have switched to a higher video quality. That's odd. Right. Select the option to try joining. When did you pop in here? Let's try it. Hello? Let me turn the music down.
Huh?
Turning the music off. There we go. Cool. So how does that work?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
So what are we doing? Yeah, I can hear you. And what I was wanting to say is that I've used the Ringlord website for chainmail,
Uh-huh.
and the ones I mainly use, just because it's jewelry that I like doing. It's more of a hobby right now because I'm not a business, so I just do it for fun to train, and then I've been finding everybody little by little that does chainmail on here. But yeah, I've got different little things I try from time to time, and I took a long break because I originally started back in 2008, and then I just started back this year. So I took a long break to raise my children.
Sure.
So I think it's really cool that I get to come in here and see you guys make different stuff. Because my mind will just like see something and want to make it. And I'm like, I haven't gotten there yet because I don't get too much time in between because I work a full-time job outside of my home.
Mm-hmm.
And so I try to do it at night. That's why I stay up late. But yeah, I love doing chainmail. It's
Oh, wrong
it's
ring.
kind of like when you just have something that you do that is just enjoyable, whether it's like a hobby or a business. It's just your little niche kind of thing.
Right.
That's why I do it.
And especially with like, there's this weird thing about people who make chainmail. They often get anxiety about other chainmail artists, and I've never understood that. Just because, like, to put it in perspective, okay, there's in the largest chainmail group that I am aware of on the internet, there's about 15,000 people, and in the largest knitting group on the interwebs that I'm aware of, there were several million people. And it's just one of those things where it's like, it's very unique and very niche and very, you don't meet hardly anyone that does it. So that's one of the main reasons I like it. Do I have... Alright.
I totally understand that. And
like, it's a cool hobby and almost no one else does it. So, can everybody... I'm assuming that you come... that everybody can hear you through TikTok, right? Is that how that works? Like, I'm not the only one participating in this conversation, right? Like, the regular chat...
So, yeah. Because when you're flipping through on your page and watching different videos, you'll run across the live streams like you're doing, and it'll be like you're watching from outside because you got to tap on the screen to join into that live. So anybody scrolling through can like hear and listen to everybody, talking on it. And
Okay.
I ran across a lot of that, so I'm like, oh, this seems interesting, because I'll listen for a second to see what somebody's talking about or what they're, doing, and then I'll tap on it so I can join and just be down in the comments. Wait, what are those? Are those the little...
These are the little airsoft BBs I'm filling this with. Now, if I were to make some, like, stainless steel hacky sacks or juggling balls or anything of that nature, not aluminum, something that's going to withstand the abuse and everything, I would probably use a different media. But because this is just a project where I'm using up rings, like for example, I have this little ball that I'm going to fill up with stainless steel media, right? Because this is stainless steel and this will last for forever. Whereas this, like, I'm not going to spend the money on this, but also these glow-in-the-dark BBs are, you know, they're kind of cool and they'll work for filling out little spheres or balls or whatever you're making.
Yeah, those are really cool.
So now I've got to tear this apart and fill it up. Then I've got one more to make.
That's awesome.
So, all right. So, have you been to? Have you ever used the Mailworks app?
Mailworks?
Yeah.
App?
Yep.
No, I didn't know there was an app like that.
Yeah. So, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com, and there is an app in my link tree for people who make chainmail, both new, beginners, and veterans, of all the resources that I wish I had when I first got started. A shameless plug for my store, and a couple of tools just to help people out. But there is, like, where to find tutorials, where to find ring suppliers, where to find other people that make chainmail. And it's not exhaustive by any means. But if you're just running around the internet and stumbling across other chainmail artists, there's a few in there that you might not have stumbled across before. And I don't know if I want to do this on stream, because this is probably going to take me the rest of the time here to fill this up. So I vote that I start on the next one.
Do you have any little funnels?
No, not that would work for this. I can make one out of paper or something, but I need 4 hands.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to set that aside, because that...
I totally hear you there.
Oh, what happened?
So
One
can
fell
I ask
out.
how long you've been doing this for?
29 years.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's
I've been doing this since I was 14. So...
Wow, that is so cool.
So here, where are we at? Alright, I've got the remainder of this ring pile here. And these very shiny rings from chainreaction.ca. Right? And like I said, this is just a project where I'm using up rings. Right? That's why there's only one silver diamond on this piece, and all the rest are black, because I ran out of black rings, but they're used up now. So all the rest that I have here can go in my junk ring drawer, right? But I should have enough rings between this bag and this pile. They're the same size, but these are machine cut and these are saw cut. And, you know, like I said, I would never like mix the two on a professional item, but for this, whatever. Just to make something and empty all my ring containers, so that I can eventually buy more rings. But yeah, I've been doing this for 29 years off and on, more seriously in the last couple of years. And then I started my website 5 years ago, where I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories. And I've been doing this almost daily for quite a while now, and live streaming it more so since October. Like, I was live streaming for a while, took a break for another long while, and then was like, let me get back into it, see if I can make something of myself and be famous on the internet one day. So you said you've been doing this since 2008?
Yeah, I started in 2008, and I just happened to come across somebody that was doing it. We were like we worked at a call center, so we were sitting down, talking on the phone, typing on the computer. I was like, oh, this seems like fun. And I just saw this lady doing it. Can you kind of show me how you do this? Because I'd never seen it before. And then she showed me, and she just using the little pliers. She had super itty bitty rings, which wasn't too bad. I actually still have the original necklace of mine, I think, and my husband's that I bought from her because she made it for us. And I keep it as a little memento of when I started it. And I just took off from there, like, oh, I want to buy some. And I went and researched the websites, and that's where I came across the Ring Lord. And I kind of still went back to them because I was used to them. And not bad at all. I just used the anodized aluminum. Just because it was for fun, and I wanted the lightweight things for jewelry, so it wasn't like super heavy, and it was least expensive at the time, just to kind of see where I wanted to go with it. So I just kind of did it as a hobby, word of mouth, talking to people, and then I took a break, and my oldest is going to turn 9.
All right, you are breaking up pretty bad there. Christian Messer, thank you for the yep. I don't know what's in response to, but how are you tonight? Chaos, you're in and out. Just FYI. I don't know if you're driving or what. But things were very clear.
Sorry about that. I was probably going through the area.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah,
I've
so
got my Bluetooth on, so I'm definitely hands-free here.
the way I started was very similar. My uncle was a huge nerd, is a huge nerd, and he was making it while we were hanging out one day, and I was young, impressionable, thought my uncle was super cool, which, you know, he is, but I saw what he was doing. I went, and this was, you know, back when the internet was not quite yet in everyone's home. And I stumbled across some online instructions. Had to figure out everything from a very grainy picture. And I got some wire from my grandpa and some pliers that I still have. And started making some rings by wrapping them around a piece of wrought iron. Not wrought iron. What's the stuff they put in cement? Or concrete, right? The metal that they put in there. Rebar, right? I wrapped a wire around some rebar, and I clipped some rings with some ring clippers, and I made my first tiny little piece of chainmail. And then I did more and more over time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so this is 9 o'clock. Yeah, it was, I mean... Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Mike, I'm seeing comments, but they're not. Where are they? They're not loading to where I can see them. Jeep and Jammer, 2 more days to get everything out of the house. They said we only have 2 weeks to get our stuff. They also said we can't be there. Yeah, I'll bet. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. All right, E4 and 1 balls, gateway drug to more weaves. Yeah, 100%. So I don't know how long those comments have been up or who they're watching, but I apologize for missing them. For some reason, they're not popping up in Streamlabs where I normally look for comments. So sorry, guys. But yeah, Jeep and Jammer just had a house fire. So, but that's how I got started, and I worked on a shirt for way too long, and really hit my stride when I was about, I don't know, 24, 20. How old was I in 2003? 21, 22. Really started going all out. Found the Ring Lord, ordered a bunch of stuff from them. Some of this is stuff I ordered from 2004 that I'm working with right now. I think this coffee cup, this is 16 gauge 5/16 aluminum, and I think that these are probably from 2004 to 2006. It's just one of those ring sizes that you can't, because it's aluminum, you can't do a lot with. It's gonna have a long lifespan. So I never did anything with them. Never did much with them.
Wow.
So I've moved predominantly, like I'm using aluminum right now for this, but I am using all of that up, and I won't be ordering any more if I can avoid it. So like in the future, I've got a welder. I need a ring manufacturing station and an anodizer, and then I will have my full chainmail shop set up here in the basement. But I mean, that's what I'm working towards. So I'll have that, and I'll have my clothing company, and I'm just going to decorate everything with chainmail. So
you were speaking my language. I've got goosebumps all over because I'm just so excited.
I'm looking forward to having everything
so cool.
set up so that if I need something, I can just make it in-house. Right? And I lied. I will continue to use anodized aluminum, or bright aluminum or whatever. There were two things that I was thinking of that you need it for. Inlays, like this thing.
Oh, no. Ooh, nice.
Right?
My favorite kind of pattern is dragon scale. And when you said inlay, that's where I remember that word from, is because the little rings can be like colored. And then you can make the outer rings whatever you want. I mean, technically any of them, I think you can make whatever you want.
Right.
On the sizes. And actually, to share with you on that part, for mine and my husband's wedding, I actually made the brooches for my husband, the best man, and all the groomsmen.
Very cool. I was trying to think of the...
I was pretty darn happy with that. It was made with the dragon scale pattern.
Nice.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think of a dragon scale piece I have. I've got a bottle wrap with dragon scale on it. What else have I done with dragon scale? I don't remember. But I've never used, well, except on the chainmail themed apparel, right? Like I have some cloaks that have the dragon scale pattern on them with some like purple rings and some pink rings. But I've never used anodized aluminum to make it, so I don't. All I've got is a stainless steel. Trying to think what else I've done. I know I've made more than that, but off the top of my head, I don't remember at the moment. So, but there was one other thing.
Brooches.
Yeah, tell me about the brooches.
Yes, go ahead.
No, I'm trying to remember what the other thing was that I was willing to use anodized aluminum for. Inlays and something else, and now I don't remember. But that's okay. I don't remember a lot of things.
Yeah. With the brooches, matches, I actually used two different kinds of metals. The inlay, which was the smaller rings, and the colored ones, that was anodized aluminum. And then the bigger rings, to fit it the right way, are actual stainless steel.
Okay.
And how it ties into that, of how I got the stainless steel, was one of our good friends. He actually was trying his hand at chainmail before, or one of his buddies was, and it was in sheets. So I think it was either 4-in-1 or 6-in-1. Yeah, it was already set up as a 6-in-1 in a bunch of sheets. And he's all, here, I'm just gonna give this to you. And I had just started doing my chainmail. I was like, are you sure you don't want anything for it? He's all, no, you just go ahead and take it. Just put it to good use. That's all I want you to do. I was like, oh my god. And I still have most of it.
It's like, here, you have a new hobby. Here's a giant piece of chainmail. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was so awesome. And he's like, well, I have no use for it, so I just need to kind of get rid of it. And he found out I was getting into it and everything, and so he's all, here, you can have it.
All right. Interesting. So how many people can you have talking at one time? I've seen people with...
We put up, like, I have seen 9 boxes at once.
Okay.
And you can change sizes. Like how... Well, I see my box in the bottom right corner of the screen.
Yeah.
On the phone. And that's where they always usually start. And you can line them up like a little stack on the right side. At least that's what I see from my side when I've joined people on their lives. Sometimes there'll be like one big box in the top left corner, and the rest of them will be kind of around them in small little boxes. So I have the capability of doing a live stream of my own. I just haven't done it yet. I gotta time it kind of right, just whenever I feel comfortable.
Sure.
I've shown my face before, but I just kind of gradually work my way up. I kind of have like a stage fright thing, so I just go with what I feel is comfortable. And it even took me a little bit to get used to talking like this. I'd still be up in the box, or I'd be up in the box at first, and then I'd still type in the comments and keep my mic muted, and kind of forgot I was able to talk to people.
Right.
So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, having the stage fright going online took me a while to get over, and it took me a while to like have a rolling dialogue, and I thought that I sounded stupid for the longest time, and then I just kept doing it over and over and over again, and I don't know if I sound stupid or if I say all right or like too much, because I moved past it. And whether the people who enjoy what I make are going to hang out and chill, and people get irritated by my face or my linguistics, then, that's okay. It was one of those things I had to get over. I definitely felt that early on. So, but let's see if we can...
I think everybody does.
I definitely think most people do. There's some people that have just a natural inclination to be on screen. I'm not one of those people, but I'm here. And we're chilling. Making chainmail. Alright, I'm going to end up finishing this up. One side. And then I need 3 more sides, and we'll fill up this one eventually, the one we finished earlier. And we'll have a set of 3. And the only reason that they'll match is because they're the same ring size. They're not all the same quality ring, but that's okay. This is all going to go on a window ledge, and I can't juggle anyway, so it doesn't really matter. This is mostly just experimenting with seams. So I'm trying. That's what this monstrosity was a. It was supposed to be a bag. It didn't work because I used all one ring size. But when you use two ring sizes and you seam stuff together, you can do stuff like that, right? Or at least that is what I've found. So I will eventually make a nice bag. But probably do it in stainless. There's a...
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I don't have any rings to make a bag right now, but I will eventually. Most of the rings of that size that I would use to make a bag are already slotted for something else. Like one of the next large projects I have lined up is my saddlebags, and John said dice bags are good for anodized aluminum. I mean, yeah. That's not the other thing I was thinking of, though. It wasn't dice bags. Inlays and something else, but whatever. But yeah, the next large project I have, excuse me, is the tops of my saddlebags for my bike, and then I'm going to do a bib for the gas tank, and put some leather and spikes on my helmet, which is probably a really bad idea. But I already have a chainmail covered motorcycle vest, and I'm going to make my Road King match. So I'm trying to do that this winter while it's cold and I can't ride. But those would be the only other rings I kind of have to make a bag out of. But this will just turn into some kind of display for something. And we'll get, I don't know. We'll find something to do with it.
That is so awesome, though. You said you already have your chainmail on your leather coat or vest.
Yep.
And then you said you're gonna make some. Is it like you're gonna do a sheet to go over the top cover of your saddlebags?
Yep.
Is it just the top cover?
For right now.
Ooh, and then you're gonna make a bib to go around the gas tank?
Yeah. So we're gonna do it all up, make it real professional looking. And and the tool bag. Gonna wrap the tool bag too. So get that all done this winter and have the bike ready to go by next spring, and then neglect my family and be a bad father, and maybe take my son out for a few rides, but mostly just spend as much time on the bike next summer as I can.
That won't happen. You'll have a little bit of everything going on.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. Alrighty.
To kind of tie into that, how you said you're gonna do like the covers on the bike and the saddlebags. My next endeavor after the challenge one of my sisters gave me to make a posable dragon for her is, after I make that, I want to make my own coffin purse out of my chainmail.
Yeah.
I don't have a set style or kind, like whether it's going to be aluminum or stainless steel, because I don't want it to be super, super heavy. But I'm definitely going to make the strap out of dragon scale pattern. That way I can just have it kind of wide on the shoulders so it doesn't pinch or anything, being too small. But yeah, because I got a coffin purse right now that I carry around, but I want to make it out of chainmail.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right, well, it is 10 o'clock. And I've got some more stuff to do before I go to bed. But this is what we finished up on stream. Started filling it with these glow-in-the-dark BBs. right? And
oh, cool, glow in the dark.
yeah.
Oh, I can already see some of it kind of looking
Can you?
a little green in there.
I tried taking a video
Yeah,
before, and
you see it through the...
there's no sunlight down here, so. What is it? Okay.
Oh, just use a high-powered flashlight on the BBs, the little airsoft BBs, and
you gotta own a high-powered flashlight first.
have them glow. Right.
All right.
And after you glow them, get them glowing under the light for a while, and then get them all put into it. And then if you turn your lights off and get it to go on video or camera or something, it should show up. I've seen people do that with...
I'll give it a try once I have all these done. But blacklight flashlight supercharges them in 15 seconds. John said he hangs out with me to learn things not to do and avoid seams he tried that didn't work. Thanks, John. All right. Okay, so it is 10 o'clock. For everyone watching, let's see here. Let me change my camera angle over here. There we go. All right, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. If you like chainmail and like learning new hobbies, go check out the Mailworks app in my link tree. There is a bunch of resources in there for new people and veteran chainmail artists. It's not exhaustive, but it does have where to find ring manufacturers, where to find tutorials, where to find large groups of people that all make chainmail and can give advice and be helpful and fun stuff like that, along with a shameless plug for my store, which is mailworks.com, where you'll find cool stuff like, I keep pulling out this neck gaiter as an example. It's not up on the store right now, but cool stuff with chainmail printed on it, and a bunch of different weaves and styles.
Ooh, that's awesome.
So if you like what you see, please go check that out. What else? I think that is about it. I do have some more stuff to do before I head to bed this evening. So I want to wish you all a happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Don't add to the population. Don't subtract from the population. Stay out of jail. What's the rest of that? It's stay out of jail. If you find yourself cornered in a fight, make sure that you're the only one that walks away. I don't know. Some military quote I forget right now, but anyway, don't get in trouble this weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe. All right. You guys all have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much.
Chaos, thanks for hopping on. It's cool to talk to someone on this. I like that format.
I hope I added to it.
Yeah, I think the format where they're like, if I could do one night, once I get all this stuff figured out, I've been doing this for years and I'm terrible at it, but once I get all figured out, like maybe one night a week, just get a bunch of people hanging out talking about chainmail, or maybe do it during the day or something. I don't know. But thanks for everyone for hanging out.
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right. Yeah, thanks for hopping on. I've got to
have a great night.
get out of here. You guys all have a wonderful time. Bye.
You as well. Take care.
Bye. All right. For everyone on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, I apologize. My comments are not coming through. So if you said something, I don't know what's going on with that, but we all know that me streaming is riddled with problems, and we'll fix them as we go along. Hopefully. All right. I will talk to all you guys later. You guys all have a good night.